Welcome to this deep dive.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be exploring what it takes to break a world record.
Okay.
We've got some fascinating analysis of record-breaking attempts,
Cool.
and we're going to use it to sort of uncover the common elements behind those who reach the top.
Right.
We're going to focus on the marathon, but draw parallels to other sports as well.
Awesome.
Ever wonder what separates those who shatter records from the rest of us?
It's more than just natural talent, I think.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating blend of physical and mental strength,
Okay.
strategy and preparation.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little.
Sure.
The analysis mentions some pretty specific physical attributes needed for a marathon.
Yeah.
Like endurance and something called VO2 max.
Mm-hmm.
Can you break those down for us?
Yeah, so when we talk about endurance, we're talking about the body's ability to sustain prolonged physical effort.
Okay.
And VO2 max is a measure of how efficiently your body uses oxygen.
Sure.
The higher your VO2 max, the more oxygen your muscles can utilize, which is crucial for endurance events like marathons.
So if someone has a high VO2 max, they're likely to excel in endurance sports,
It definitely gives them an advantage. Yeah.
especially in events like marathons, where sustaining a high level of effort over a long distance is key.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's not just about having the right physical tools, is it?
No, it's not.
The analysis also talks about the mental side of things.
Absolutely. The mental aspect is often what separates the truly great from the merely good.
Right.
Think about a marathon runner hitting the infamous wall around mile 20.
Yeah.
It's their mental fortitude, their ability to push through pain and fatigue that keeps them going.
You know, that reminds me of a time when I was training for a half marathon,
Uh-huh.
and I hit a point where my legs were screaming and I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
But I remembered something a coach had told me about visualizing the finish line and focusing on small, achievable goals.
Right.
And somehow that got me through.
That's a perfect example of how mental strategies can be just as important as physical training.
Yeah.
And it's not just about pushing through pain. It's
Right.
also about focus motivation and managing those inevitable moments of self-doubt.
So it's almost like training your mind just as rigorously as you train your body.
Exactly. And just like physical training, mental training requires consistency and the development of specific techniques.
Speaking of training, this analysis highlights the importance of experience.
Yeah.
How does experience play into breaking a world record?
Think of it as building a mental library of lessons learned.
Okay.
Every race, every training session, every success, and every setback teaches you something valuable
Uh-huh.
about your body, your mind, and your approach.
Yeah.
You learn what works, what doesn't, how to handle pressure, and how to adapt to unexpected challenges.
So experience isn't just about racking up miles or reps.
Right.
It's about gaining wisdom from those experiences.
Precisely. And that wisdom becomes a crucial asset when you're pushing your limits and aiming for something as ambitious as a world record.
All right, so we've got the athlete, physically gifted and mentally strong.
Yes.
But the analysis suggests that even the most talented athletes need a solid strategy.
Strategy is absolutely essential, especially in an event like a marathon.
Okay.
It's not just about running as fast as you can for 26.2 miles.
Right.
It's about pacing yourself, managing your energy, knowing the course, and having a plan for every possible scenario.
So what does a marathon strategy look like?
Well,
Give us an inside peek.
a good marathon strategy starts with setting realistic goals
Okay.
and a pacing plan based on your fitness level and the course conditions.
Right.
It includes knowing where the aid stations are,
Right.
having a hydration and nutrition plan,
Right.
and anticipating potential challenges like hills or weather changes.
So it's almost like a chess game where you're thinking several moves ahead.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
The best marathon runners don't just react to what's happening in the moment.
Right.
They anticipate and prepare for it.
But even with the best strategy, there's always that element of the unexpected, right?
Absolutely. That's what the analysis refers to as the X factor. Those unpredictable events that can throw even the most seasoned athlete off course.
Yeah.
It could be a sudden change in weather, an unexpected injury, or even just an off day.
So how do you plan for the unpredictable?
It's less about having a specific plan for every possible scenario
Right.
and more about developing a mindset of adaptability and resilience.
Okay.
The best record breakers can adjust their strategies on the fly,
Yeah.
stay calm under pressure, and find solutions to unexpected problems.
So it sounds like adaptability is a crucial skill,
Uh-huh.
not just for athletes, but for anyone trying to achieve ambitious goals.
Yeah.
Whether it's breaking a world record or launching a new business.
You hit the nail on the head. Being able to adapt to changing circumstances is a valuable skill in any field.
Okay, let's move on to the environment.
Sure.
The analysis mentions how important the right conditions are for for a marathon?
Think about it. If you're trying to run the fastest marathon possible, you want ideal conditions,
Right.
a flat course, optimal temperature and humidity, maybe even a slight tailwind.
So environmental factors can either help or hinder a record attempt.
Exactly. And it's not just about the weather.
Right.
The course itself plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
A fast course is typically flat and has minimal turns,
Right.
and even things like the surface of the course can make a difference.
That's fascinating. I never realized how much the environment could impact performance.
It's something athletes pay close attention to. And
Huh.
while you might not be running a marathon,
Right.
think about how your own environment affects your performance.
Okay.
A quiet workspace, good lighting, comfortable temperature, these things can make a big difference in your focus and productivity.
You're right. I definitely work better in a quiet space where I can concentrate.
Uh-huh.
But back to marathons.
Sure.
Are there any specific environmental challenges that runners face?
Altitude is a big one. Running at high altitude is significantly more challenging than running at sea level
Okay.
because there's less oxygen available.
So runners who train at high altitude might have an advantage in races held at higher elevations.
Exactly. They've already adapted to the lower oxygen levels.
Okay, let's move on to something a little more tangible.
Okay.
Gear. The analysis specifically mentions the role of high-tech shoes.
Technology plays a huge role in modern athletics, and footwear is a prime example.
Yeah.
Marathon shoes have advanced significantly in recent years,
Uh-huh.
with features like carbon fiber plates and specialized foams designed to improve energy return and reduce fatigue.
So these high-tech shoes are actually giving runners a measurable advantage.
Without a doubt, in fact, some of the recent records in marathons have been attributed, at least in part, to advancements in shoe technology.
Wow, that's incredible. It sounds like a runner's gear can be just as important as their training.
It's definitely a factor, and it's not just shoes.
Right.
Breathable clothing, GPS watches, heart rate monitors, and even special drinks designed for endurance athletes all contribute to optimizing performance.
So it's about leveraging technology to maximize performance,
Yeah.
not just in marathons, but in other sports as well.
Absolutely. Think about the aerodynamic suits used in swimming or the specialized equipment used in pole vaulting.
Uh-huh.
Technology is constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in sports.
And it's not just about the gear itself.
Right.
It's also about the data that can be collected from these high-tech devices.
Data analysis is becoming increasingly important in athletics.
Okay.
Runners can track their pace, distance, heart rate, and even their stride length.
Wow.
This data helps them identify areas for improvement, fine-tune their training plans, and make strategic decisions during races.
So data analysis is like having a virtual coach providing personalized insights based on your unique performance metrics.
It's a powerful tool for any athlete who's serious about pushing their limits and achieving their full potential.
We've talked about the physical and technological side of breaking records, but the analysis really dives into the importance of the support team behind a world-class athlete.
It's easy to focus on the individual athlete, but achieving a world record is rarely a solo effort. Behind every record breaker, there's usually a team of dedicated individuals who play crucial roles.
So who are these unsung heroes? Give us the rundown.
Well, first and foremost, there's the coach.
Okay.
A good coach is like a mentor, strategist, and motivator all rolled into one.
Right.
They help the athlete develop a training plan, fine-tune their technique, provide feedback, and offer support and encouragement during challenging times.
Sounds like the athlete-coach relationship is key.
It's absolutely vital. There needs to be mutual trust and respect, as well as a shared vision for success.
And what about other members of the support team?
Depending on the sport, you might have trainers, nutritionists, physiotherapists, and even sports psychologists.
Wow.
Trainers help with strength and conditioning. Nutritionists ensure the athlete is fueling their body properly. Physiotherapists help prevent and treat injuries, and sports psychologists help with the mental side of things.
It really does take a village, doesn't it?
It does, and let's not forget the role of family and friends.
Oh, right, yeah.
Their emotional support, encouragement, and understanding can be invaluable, especially during the long and often grueling journey to breaking a world record.
It sounds like having a strong support system is a key ingredient in the recipe for success.
Without a doubt, a supportive team can provide motivation, accountability, and a sense of community, all of which are crucial when you're pushing your limits.
Speaking of pushing limits, this analysis talks about the mental game as a major factor in breaking records.
Right?
Do we dive into that a bit more?
Absolutely. Mental fortitude is often what separates those who succeed at the highest level from those who fall short.
Okay.
It's about developing a mindset that embraces challenges, overcomes setbacks, and thrives under pressure.
So what are some of the mental skills that record breakers need to cultivate?
Well, focus is a big one.
Okay.
Being able to concentrate intensely on the task at hand, blocking out distractions, and maintaining that focus even under duress.
Right.
Then there's self-belief, that unwavering confidence in your ability to succeed, even when doubts creep in. And of course, resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward.
Those are all qualities that are important not just for athletes, but for anyone facing challenging goals.
Exactly. Whether you're trying to run a faster marathon, climb the corporate ladder, or write a novel, developing mental toughness is crucial for success.
Thinking back to my half marathon experience, I remember hitting that wall and wanting to give up.
Uh-huh.
But then I thought about all the training I'd put in, the sacrifices I had made, and the people who were supporting me.
Right.
And somehow that mental shift helped me push through and finish the race.
That's a perfect example of how mental strength can kick in when physical strength starts to wane. It's
Yeah.
about tapping into that inner reserve of determination and refusing to give up.
So how do you train your mind to be that strong? Are there specific techniques?
Visualization is a popular one.
Okay.
Athletes imagine themselves performing at their best, feeling confident, and achieving their goals. This helps create a mental blueprint for success. Another technique is positive self-talk.
Okay.
It's about replacing negative thoughts and doubts with positive affirmations and encouragement.
So it's about consciously shaping your thoughts and beliefs to support your goals.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your inner dialogue and becoming your own biggest cheerleader.
The analysis also emphasizes the role of data analysis in breaking records. Can you tell us more about how that works?
Data analysis is becoming increasingly sophisticated in the world of sports.
Okay.
Athletes can now track a wide range of metrics from their pace and heart rate to their stride length and sleep patterns.
Wow.
This data provides valuable insights into their performance, helping them identify areas for improvement, optimize their training, and make strategic decisions during competition.
Can you give us some specific examples of how marathon runners might use data?
Sure, a runner might analyze their pace data from previous races to determine their optimal race strategy.
Okay.
They might track their heart rate during training to make sure they're working at the right intensity.
Right. They might even use sleep trackers to monitor their recovery and ensure they're getting adequate rest.
So it's about using data to personalize the training approach and maximize performance gains.
Exactly. Data analysis takes the guesswork out of training, allowing athletes to fine-tune their approach based on objective feedback.
It sounds like data analysis is a powerful tool, not just for elite athletes, but for anyone who's serious about improving their performance.
Absolutely. Whether you're a runner, a musician, a writer, or a business executive, tracking your progress and analyzing your performance data can help you identify your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities for growth.
Speaking of growth, this analysis doesn't shy away from talking about the risks involved in pushing your limits.
Right.
Can we discuss that a bit?
Of course, it's important to acknowledge that anytime you push your boundaries, whether physically, mentally, or creatively, there's an element of risk involved.
So what are some of the risks specific to marathon runners?
Well, there's always the risk of injury.
Overtraining, improper form, or pushing yourself too hard can lead to strains, sprains, and even stress fractures.
Right.
Dehydration and exhaustion are also potential risks, especially in long-distance races.
So it's a delicate balance between pushing yourself and listening to your body.
It is, and it's important to remember that everyone's body is different.
Right.
What one person can handle, another person might not. It's about knowing your limits, respecting those limits, and gradually pushing them over time.
The analysis also mentions the X factor, those unforeseen circumstances that can derail even the best laid plans.
The X factor is the wild card, the unpredictable variable that can throw a wrench into even the most meticulously planned record attempt.
Okay.
It could be a sudden change in weather, an equipment malfunction, an unexpected competitor, or even just a bad day.
So how do you prepare for the unpredictable?
While you can't plan for every possible scenario, you can develop a mindset of adaptability and resilience.
Okay.
It's about being able to adjust your strategy on the fly, stay calm under pressure, and find solutions to unexpected problems.
It sounds like mental toughness plays a big role in handling the X factor.
Absolutely. When the unexpected happens, it's your mental fortitude that will help you navigate the challenge and stay on course.
So we've covered the physical and mental preparation, the importance of strategy, the role of technology and data analysis, the crucial support system, and the ever-present X factor. Is there anything else that contributes to breaking a world record?
There's one more ingredient that's hard to quantify,
Right.
but absolutely essential.
Okay.
Passion.
Passion. Tell me more about that.
It's that deep-seated love for what you do, that fire in your belly that drives you to push yourself beyond your limits.
Yeah.
It's what gets you out of bed for those early morning training sessions
Right.
and keeps you going when the going gets tough.
I could see how passion would fuel that level of dedication, especially when you're talking about the kind of training regimen required to break a world record.
Exactly. We're talking about years of dedicated effort, countless hours of practice, and the willingness to make sacrifices in other areas of your life. Without passion, it's hard to imagine anyone enduring that level of commitment.
So passion isn't just about enjoying what you do.
No.
It's about having an almost obsessive drive to be the best.
It's about setting ambitious goals that truly excite you.
Yeah.
Goals that make you feel alive and push you to grow and evolve.
You know, it's interesting because the analysis doesn't explicitly mention passion,
Uh-huh.
but it's woven throughout the narrative.
Right.
It's implicit in the stories of these record breakers.
Yeah.
Their dedication, their resilience, their unwavering pursuit of excellence.
It's the invisible force that binds all the other elements together.
Okay.
The physical and mental strength, the strategy and preparation, the technology and data analysis, the support system, all of these are amplified by passion.
So if someone is aiming to break a world record or achieve any ambitious goal for that matter, cultivating that passion is crucial.
It's the fuel that propels you forward, the spark that ignites your potential.
You know, it's been fascinating exploring all these factors that contribute to breaking records. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from the athlete's physical and mental attributes
Yeah.
to the importance of strategy, technology, support systems, and even the unpredictable X factor.
And we've seen how these principles can be applied not just to athletics,
Right.
but to any field where someone is striving for excellence.
So what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What's the one thing they should remember from this deep dive?
I'd say it's this break. Breaking records,
Yeah.
achieving extraordinary things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about magic or luck.
Okay.
It's about a potent combination of factors all working together in harmony.
It's about understanding those factors, cultivating the right mindset, and having the dedication and the passion to pursue your goals relentlessly.
And never forgetting that human potential is limitless.
Right.
We are capable of achieving far more than we often believe.
That's an inspiring thought to end on. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It's been my pleasure.